Money in our people pockets. Brought to you by ETF Entertainment and the Rockford Black Chamber of Commerce. Leave no business behind and be the change that you want to see.
Excited to have him in the room. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't get your name. Michael, good to have you here, Michael. So thank you so much. I never met you, but I'm glad to have you aboard this morning. Thank you for your sacrificing your Saturday to come out and tell us what you have available for our community. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all you for coming out on a Saturday morning. So that just means you're hungry for more, you're hungry for change, and you're ready to go to the next level. So I'm excited about you being here.
So I did a PowerPoint as well. I'm quite sure.
If you can, yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. I'll wing it. That works. So who here has heard of the Workforce Connection? Just kind of by show of hands, the Workforce Connection. Who's heard of Goodwill? Okay, like triple the number of hands, not surprisingly. So the Workforce Connection actually is a part of the Goodwill umbrella. And so I think that definitely helps kind of spread the word, kind of more brand awareness kind of what we do. And so, again, the whole point of the Workforce Connection and Goodwill as a whole is to help the community that we serve, right? That's including stores, that's including help for businesses, as well as even post-secondary education for future students. So a couple of things I'll break down into, again, this being focused primarily on the companies that we serve. And a lot of you being young, kind of new start companies, definitely we're here to help. So two programs that we do with the Workforce Connection is a work experience program called the WEX and on-the-job training, which we call OJT. So with the WEX, the Workforce Experience, the individual of a company would actually be hired directly by Goodwill, paid by Goodwill, as well as insured by Goodwill. So there's really no liability, no cost, no risk whatsoever with the company that takes somebody in. And of course, we can fund an employee for you, being a new startup company. But if you have somebody that somebody you trust already that you'd like to hire, that's even better, right? That's less liability, I think, for you to do so. So really, you as the company do essentially pick your own person. You set the wages, of course, the work that they'll be doing. And with the WEX experience, they're paid 100% by Goodwill. That goes for 350 hours in total.
I don't think they understand. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
Can I clarify this? I know some of y'all don't like that, but that's okay. I'm gonna clarify for some of the other people maybe in the room. If you are an employer and you have someone working for you, they will help pay for, was it 75%? 100%. When did it become 100%? I thought it was 75.
That's the OJT, that'll be next. But the
Okay.
WEX, 100.
100% of that person working in your employment. I think that's awesome.
Yes, it is.
For 6 months.
Yes, it is.
I just want to clarify that because, it's kind of going on, and I know you guys are hearing a lot of information, but I want to make sure you hear that. So if you're an employer, that's good news. For 6 months, you don't even have to pay that employee. They will compensate that employee, and whatever rate you set that you want to pay that employee, they will pay them that rate. Let me hope you out here, because y'all need some hope up in here. Look like I need to get some hope. I'm going to hope you out here. That's awesome, so I just want to, because I that's an awesome program for any startup business. You need employees. Hey, you send them through Workforce Connection. They have a process they need to go through. Then when they go through that process, they'll contact you, and then you're able to actually start that person, and you don't have to pay them for 6 months. Clarity. That's awesome. That's what startup businesses need. That's why I'm bringing people in like Michael, because we don't know that these resources are out there. We don't know about the support. I'm here to help you grow your business, reach your goals, and connect you to those resources to help you do so. All right? So I know he was saying that, and it seemed like people was falling asleep. Some people was going in. Come on out of glory. I was bringing. So I want to wake you up here. It's some awesome opportunity here. So, I just felt like I needed to interject. There you go.
No, thank you, Sheila, definitely. And we are not complicated to work with whatsoever. I'll try to, break it down as much as I can. Again, I think having a visual helps a little bit, but, doing my best. And with you, I think we'll make it happen. So definitely it's all about who you know and making these connections and knowing the resources available that you can use. And so with the workforce, again, we do have quite a few. So we talked about the WACs, the part-time employment, which goes 350 hours, which is actually about 3.5 months if they're working 25 hours a week.
Yeah.
But again, as the company owner, you would set the hours. You can choose to work, whatever number of hours a week you want, which would then, factor in how many weeks that we'll pay 100% of the wage. With the OJT, which you were kind of alluding to as well, the individual is actually hired in by the company full-time. So there's more liability, I think, at that situation, because you take on the financial burden of unemployment if that were to happen, insurance, of course, regardless. And the workforce will pay up to 75% of their wages for 1,040 hours.
Yeah, so that's a good startup for you if you got a business and you need employees and you right now can't. I know, I've been there. You can't afford to go out and hire people and pay that full wage. Well, this is a way for you to get someone in your business without it, you having to pay all this stuff out of your pocket. You get this type of compensation. That's kind of the boost you need as a startup business, and even as a business that's been going for a while, to kind of generate some extra funds in your business.
Yeah, no, definitely. So take advantage of this. This is essentially money that we're all paying in taxes already. The money comes from the WIOA grant, which is Workforce Innovative Opportunity Act, which is there essentially for companies to stay competitive, because if they're not competitive, they're not going to be in business. So we're trying, again, from the top down to help the companies stay in business, to allow there to be jobs for people in the community to work. So it really, really is a good thing, really 360 all around. And it's benefiting all of us, which again, we're paying for already. So might as well use it and benefit from it. So we also offer incumbent worker training. So even if you have employees and you've been around for maybe 5-10 years, whatever, with new technology, there's always new change, new updating, right? There's always new things. So it's important to keep your workforce up to date with these new things. And so we can offset the cost of that training as well. And while they're learning new skills, while they're learning new technology, whatever it would be, Goodwill and the workforce will pay the wages of the individual while they're learning these new things. So again, keeping the company up to speed, keeping them competitive and essentially in business as well. Definitely. And so last thing I'll kind of talk about is the training for college.
Tell them how many exactly avenues, how many opportunities they have to go. I think it's 200?
Oh, there's definitely a lot. The only thing that we ask for is that it's going to be what's called an in-demand field. So Goodwill can pay $13,000 of post-secondary training, for college, trade school, whatever it would be. But again, the only caveat is it has to be an in-demand field. So anything medical related, skilled trades, even CDL is currently,
Early education
definitely
included in that as well.
Absolutely.
Those that want to go back and get their early education degree, they would pay $13,000 for you to get your associate in early education.
Yeah.
Pay nothing back.
Yeah, it's
free.
It's not a loan. It's literally
Not alone.
It's free money for sure.
Exactly.
And I'm also an adjunct professor at Elgin Community College, so I'm very, very passionate about post-secondary education and realize that, high school degrees, GEDs, that's not enough. It's something, it's good, but you need something beyond to really stay competitive. And that doesn't mean go out and get a 4-year university degree. I think a lot of young men and women are kind of, pushed into that, I think, irresponsibly. But you do need something beyond a high school diploma, whatever that is, little or big. And again, keeps the company competitive by having higher trained individuals working for them. So yeah, we can help the company stay afloat, help the individual get a job by helping the company stay afloat, and helping the company stay competitive and move up by giving them education and access to that benefit. So definitely love to work with you at the table over there. And again, we are much easier than I probably make sound to work with. I can break it down very, very easily. And yeah, looking forward. Okay.
My hard question is, because you call Workforce Connection, sometimes it's hard to get a hold of you guys. So is there an easier avenue? Anybody ever? Well, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
So tell me an easier avenue, because I referred people, and it's very difficult sometimes to get a hold of somebody to kind of move forward. So is there an easier avenue you can give me so I can give the people that need it to maybe connect with people there? Because sometimes you're getting answering machines and
I
they
think
put you on the spot.
no, you're good. The big thing I would recommend is definitely come in person for sure. because we do get a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, and we're one big kind of team, so to speak, but we're also very compartmentalized as well. So a lot of individuals that need help for this or that, I might hear from and about, but I can't really help them with this, and that. And so I'll refer you to somebody else, and it kind of can go around and around. But again, if you come in person to these what we call one-stop shops, there's one in Rockford, of course, one in Freeport, as well as Belvedere. Anybody can walk in. We're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and just let them know at the front desk essentially what you need, what you're here for, and what you expect to gain from talking with us. And we'll definitely set you up with the right person. So again, we're not kind of sending people back and forth with this referral situation, which I think you're right to bring up. Is definitely an issue because again, we're very compartmentalized. Even though we're here for the big picture, we've got to put you the right people to get that big picture realized, if that makes sense. But yeah, any general thoughts, questions? Oh, it's a Michael Anderson. And
Where's your office located?
So I'm actually, I have 2 different, well, 3 if you count my bedroom. But so I work from home Fridays, which is pretty cool. But Monday, Wednesdays, I'm in Rockford. Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm in Freeport. Again, adding to the confusion a little bit. But my phone number, I think, is the best. My personal phone as well. It's connected to the business line, but you can text or whatever. It's 815-979-1738.
Is there an extension?
There is not. That's just my personal line. But again, I get calls for business because the 2 lines are connected. But I give you that because texting. My work phone, you cannot text. And I think a lot of businesses, it might be easier sometimes. But yeah, no, definitely. Let me know what we can do to help and work together.
I'll see you in Freeport.
Join the Rockford Black Chambers of Commerce. Visit our website to see how you can become a member.